Good evening, YouTube. It is March 30th. It's a Saturday. It's about 11:10 at night right now. And obviously we're up at the firehouse. And we got the truck. And outwardly, not a whole lot's changed. I put a spring back on the CB antenna and finally shortened up the VHF antenna. But you may be able to tell, this is not the same whip that was in the last video. This is actually a low band whip, 46 megahertz, because it has finally happened after months of waiting. I have the console installed and the radio's in, and this is what she looks like. Now, the original plan for this truck when I got it was not to have this console. It was supposed to be down on the floor. There is not one commercially available that would suit my needs. I needed way too many things, and I couldn't fit all this glory in there. So, my father, God bless him, he found this console that would suit most of my needs. It doesn't have a hole for the traffic advisor, but I don't even have that hooked up or mounted yet, so I'm not even sure I'm going to use that. And if I do decide to put one in, I may just start from scratch on that and get a speed tech or something like that, where I can just put the control head right here. But anyway, a couple things to note. One, this radio just needs a hot lead put into it and then it's set to go. I have not plumbed the CB at all. The coax is still tied up and there's no power or ground run to this yet. I don't know if I'm going to keep the TRC 419 in here or if I'm going to get a Motorola, try and find a CM 540 or just put something else in. I do know that I'm probably not going to keep the realistic. It's just too much of a pain to wire, and it's just weird. Other than that, everything in the console is fully functional. The light control is set up and working. I still need to go in and tweak it a little bit. It's set up kind of weird. The progressive switch, I'll show you guys in a second, but the progressive switch is set up weird. Other than that, I guess now we get down to the nitty-gritty of it. And as many may remember, this is the VHF control head. This is the big Whiskey 9, or the Wicked 9 as I like to call it. This is tied to the 110 watt XTL 5000 I use for the search and rescue team, which both of the remote transmitters are under the back seat. And then this is my UHF XTL 5000 50 watt, which I believe I have it tuned for 55 watts. I could be wrong. And then the low band mic is over here. This is a Vertex VX 5500L, which is a 70 watt dash mount. You can get this in a remote mount configuration or in a 100 watt configuration. I just wanted the dash mount because I was going to put it right here. And that ain't going anywhere. But anyway, let's get this beast fired up and running. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to turn the stereo off. I don't want to deal with that. So, obviously our displays all come up. The backlight works in the Whalen quite nicely. All this stuff does not work. The only three things that are hooked up right now are part of the slide switch, the rear flashers, and the headlight switch, which is actually the yellow fog lights. I was not able to put in the separate switch from the old dash panel into the new console for the fog light control, so that didn't quite happen. But in any case, let me see if I can get the camera to focus for a sec. Maybe. Nope, sorry. I guess it doesn't want to focus right now. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, so position 1, which is tied into position 3 for some reason, which is one of the things I gotta fix because I just want progressive. I'm just gonna flip all the way. This is the blue lights, you know, the light bar and the grill lights. The dash light still has not been hooked up yet, kind of like how it was in the old truck. I have to plumb that first, but this is just blue lights. And then rear flashers is the amber flashers, which I'm actually going to tear the bar apart in a second and figure out if I can fix that two-tier thing. I still haven't fixed that from the last video. Then the headlight switch is the yellow fog lights up front. Now, one of the things I want to do is, obviously I wanted to put a different light bar on. I love the ADL, don't get me wrong, it just doesn't do a couple things that I wish it did. Like, it doesn't have alley lights, it doesn't have takedowns, and I don't want to sacrifice the flashers that are in the bar. So, I have a couple of different options I can do with that. One, I could add like LED strip lights, kind of like the Alpinas, but in a longer configuration, and put that in the front and then put cubes on the side. I could put the Edge 9622 on, or, which, and this third thing I was thinking about doing as an interim before putting the Edge on anyway. As many may recall, I have I have a bar I call it the Red Line, which is that Aerodynamic Model 24 all red. It's the EAH version, which has alley lights, front stationary lights, and rear stationary lights. The front and rears are set up as flashers at the moment, but the other lights are just straight alley lights. And I do have domes on order for that, and I have a set on hand that I can throw them on the truck. So here's my question to the viewers. Which should I do? I really would love to keep the ADL on, but I'm probably going to use that as a wall hanger at some point, so that one will come off the truck. But which would you guys like to see first? The Aerodynamic 24 EAH. The video I have posted of it on the channel is called The Red Line. And then it goes Aerodynamic 24 EAH or something like that. But it is called the Red Line, or the 9622 Edge, which is still in the back seat of the truck. I was trying to put it on today, but I just ran out of time. So leave your comments below and pick which bar I put on. I'm leaning towards the Aerodynamic, but again, that includes I'd have to put a LED strip bar on the front of it or some sort of takedown light on it because I don't have takedowns in it. I could wire it for it, but I don't have the domes for it either. I'd have like California Steady Burns in the front because I don't have clear lenses over those positions. They're just colored on everything I have. So, other than that, the back of the truck has not changed as well. It's a little wet out, which is why it kind of looks half decent. I still need to go through and repaint the toolbox. But other than that, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates. I have a lot planned for this truck in the next couple of months, and I will try and keep you guys in the loop as best I can. Thanks for watching, and see you on the road.